Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So back we are with 8.15 full-on exploration guide. So as always, for those of you who are in a bigger rush, here is a quick small short write-up with basically lane identities and the best counters, best champions for the bosses in each of the lane. I will be showing this write-up again before end of the video, but if you are in a huge rush, you can take a quick snapshot and, well, best of luck to you. But now we are going to go over each and every lane in a bit more of a detail, as well as every boss and counter. So let's start, as we always do, from the left side, and this is going to be the lane that starts Dodge and Foster. So this is basically hero intercept lane, where you want to intercept as much as you can in order to benefit from, first of all, foresight, second of all, placing petrify passives on the opponent, and that is going to help you basically to nullify and take advantage of Spite Node and Heal and Hearty. So any hero champion can technically work. Hero champions that help you intercept easier, does the job better, or if you have additional petrify effects, obviously that works too. I personally had absolute blast with Spider Ham, and also brought in like Mr. Fantastic. You can bring in Nick Fury and Quake synergy to kind of save you when you would miss an intercept, for instance. But yeah, hero champions plus lots of intercepting. You're going to have a ton of damage. You're going to be reversing their regeneration. You're going to be reversing their power gain, and you're going to be loving life. Next lane, weapon, Eternal Flame Ember, disarm heavy attack, unarmed special 1, and persistent pressure. So persistent pressure always asks you to either play slowly, or have a champion with a lot of prowess effect, or have a champion that has access to slow, basically. However, because of the nature of the opponents, you kind of want just the mutants with hearty special attack. So you can bring in APOC, for instance. APOC does phenomenally well here. So does OG Storm, so does Bishop. Or you can just bring in, again, as I said, slow champions. Just beware of each individual matchup, especially later on with Taskmaster. Slow isn't going to help you there too much, nor it will against Kraven. But basically, prowess effects will do almost the same job. OG Storm is phenomenally fun here. APOC is really fun. You can bring in Strife as well. That's going to help your APOC, and Strife also has very good special one, so you can have fun with that. Moving on to path number 3, and this is very fun lane. It has insult to injury, fractured guard, where basically every time you parry, you're going to gain an armor break, which is actually cool because you're going to be willpower healing. Your parries will fail because of insult of injury later on, but because it's a Matador lane, the rhythm of this fight is very straightforward. You do a full combo and drop a level 1, and that nearly gives them a bar of power, at which point they will use a special that's going to give you a bar of power, and you're going to go back and forth, basically just spamming level 1s. I've had absolute blast with Kingpin, because obviously you just spam level 1s, and then all the armor breaks get converted eventually anyways. Diablo was tremendously fun. I can promise you that Massacre is going to be very fun. In theory, you can use pretty much any champion just because of the rhythm of the fight here. But yeah, Diablo was my weapon of choice for this lane. But again, you don't have to. You can use virtually any champion, like Hercules, for instance, or whatever. Ghost, Kitty, so on and so forth. Right, Splashdown was tremendously fun lane. The entire idea here is just make sure when opponents activate special attacks, they drop them in your block. That's it. In order to make this quicker and do more damage, you want champions with higher modified attack. So somebody like Odin is perfect because he starts the fight with that chunky Fury. I had quite a good time with Crossbones. I had quite a good time with Kingpin. Ideally, you basically just want to either have massive health pool yourself in order to be able to tank more damage in case you do make a mistake, or you want to have a very big modified attack, or best of both, or some regeneration effects. But the entire idea is whenever opponents use special attacks, block them all, and they will drop dead quickly. Moving on to the final 2 lanes, we have again one extremely fun lane that I already have showcased. This is that disarm, intercept, and strike block lane. So basically you want to land an intercept and then start hitting their block, and you're going to have a ton of fun. There is fight or flight that makes the fight slightly more annoying, but it's not too bad because you can gain that unstoppable for yourself, and that will help you with the intercept. Again, Massacre, Corvus, Karnak, Valkyrie, so on and so forth. Anybody that crits through blocks or does a massive block damage, Hulkling for instance, is perfect and tremendous amount of fun here. And the final path is also actually quite fun. It's Cosmic Fracture lane that also will have opponents start unblockable unless you have an armor buff. So ideally you want to use Cosmics with an armor buff, such as Venom for instance, because he often starts with armor buff. Odin always starts with armor buff. Angela do great, but you can also use CGR and Hercules and Silver Surfer and so on and so forth. And that's it. The key to these fights is just be aggressive and make sure that you strike them, because every time you armor break them, you gain an armor buff yourself. And don't kind of like let yourself be caught off guard with no armor ups, because then opponents are unblockable. So it's just kind of like a high pace, aggressive cosmic fight. There's also Havoc, but as long as you have armor ups, it's not gonna matter. And everything's quite fine. Nothing too crazy. It's Corvus is gonna have a very good time on that lane. Now we have Wasp. Wasp fight again is quite interesting because of the cold shoulder. And you can fight this cold shoulder in two ways. Number one, you don't apply many debuffs to Wasp, and whenever Wasp throws a special attack, she's going to put a ton of Cold Snap on you. You can benefit from that by using Ghost and Kingpin, or you can bring a champion that inflicts a lot of debuffs, in this case 6+, by the time she gets to use a special attack, and then she's going to eat that Cold Snap herself. If you bring a champion with a lot of debuffs available to them, Cold Snap is also going to shut down Wasp's Evade, making this fight even easier. Another lane that another lane, no, my bad. I take that back on the Ghost. I actually need to edit the breakdown here. Special Burst, Lockdown, inflicts armor breaks, and that is not good for Ghost. So I completely overlooked that one. But Kingpin still rules. Kingpin still rules that. So Kingpin's going to be awesome here. And then we're going to have debuff heavy champions like Black Cat, like Mole Man, like Black Widow, Deadly Origin, so on and so forth. It's a very, very, very fun boss to fight. I absolutely enjoyed it. Now we have Hercules, and this is very basic type of fight. Basically, every time you crit, he gains an unblockable charge. But if you intercept, then those unblockable charges goes away, and you get a prowess effect, increasing your critical rating by 20%, which is quite nice. There's also Combo Party, Buff Synthesis, Cruelty, Precision, that allows you to gain a Steadfast buff in order to bypass those unblockables, make a stand and aggressive. In general, it's fairly straightforward Hercules, where he occasionally is going to be unblockable. Intercepting helps, but you don't have to, so you can use most of the Mystic champions. You can use Tigra, or you can use virtually any champion in the game. Just keep an eye on those unblockable attacks and ideally be able to intercept, and it's an easy peasy lemon squeezy fight. Daredevil Hell's Kitchen fight's quite interesting though, and it's all about this assault battery. Basically, whoever gets knocked down takes a ton of damage. That's more or less the gist of the node. Whenever you Daredevil Hell's Kitchen doesn't take any damage meanwhile, but whenever you knock him down, he takes a burst of damage. When he knocks you down, you take a burst of damage. Interfering node here is a persistent pressure, and obviously since Daredevil Hell's Kitchen purifies buffs constantly, which is very annoying, which makes him difficult to be parried and all that other stuff, in order to bypass the persistent pressure, you ideally want a lot of prowess effects available to you. So champions like OG Storm, Storm Pyramid X, APOC work fantastic. Toad, Sauron, all of them do very, very, very well against this boss. Additionally, if you have Magneto House Effects pre-fight or Magneto House Effects by himself, also he has plenty of prowess effects, that is going to work extremely well. So let's go to the recap. First one, it's Hero Intercept lane. Spider-Ham, Elsa, Mr. Fantastic, Kitty, Nick plus Quake Synergy helps to kind of foolproof. But you can basically use any hero champions, ideally without many buffs, because initially, until you get your first intercepts in, that Spite can kind of ruin things for you. So don't bring in buff-heavy champions, but other than that, you're golden. Second one is Weapon Special 1 lane with persistent pressure again. So OG Storm, Apox, Strike, Bishop, Toad, Sauron, Spider-Gwen, She-Hulk, all of them work extremely well on this path. Fracture Guard, Kingpin, Diablo, Rintra likes armor breaks, Shang-Chi, OG Black Panther, Hit Monkey, all, or basically any champion really. Again, you don't need the specific champion requirement there. You just need to be spamming your level 1s. Splash Zone, extremely fun lane. Bring in heavy, chunky champions with ideally high modified attack values. Odin, King Groot, Nick Fury with double life, Sasquatch, APOC, Herc, or any highly ranked champion. Basically, there you just care about bulk, not champion abilities. Weapon, block lane, Massacre, Corvus, Karnak, Yondu, Valkyrie, Hulkling. As always, I believe this is the third weapon lane I've been recommending so far. Then we have Cosmic Fracture with Odin, Venom, Angela, OG, Thor, Hulkling, Corvus, or virtually any other Cosmic champion as long as you maintain to be aggressive. And for boss fights, we have Wasp with Kingpin, Mallman, Black Cat, Taskmaster, OG, Black Panther, Surfer, who again would benefit from those cold snap effects placed on him. Then we have Hercules, basically any champion really, Tigra, Doom, Wiccan, Rinfra, Elsa, all are cool, good options. Deadwill's Hell's Kitchen, APOC, OG Storm, Bishop, Toad, Sauron, Magneto, pre-fight helps a ton. And here we are. We're making good pace. We're making good progress. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I recorded all of these exploration guides in one go so far, and I only have the final quest to go. So, hope you guys find this useful, and if you did, hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit all the buttons. I'll catch you guys later. See ya. Hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about